Hello everybody, and welcome to JN Aquarium. Today we're going to talk about more Fisher woodcat eggs, tons of them everywhere, and what I'm going to try and do with them. Stay tuned. So if you've followed my videos, you know that I keep Fisher woodcats. I have a trio of them, and I actually caught them mating the other day, but I did not actually witness it. So 3 days after mating, I have found eggs, lots and lots and lots of eggs everywhere, and they're very odd eggs. I've never seen eggs that look like this, but those are the eggs. In this tank, there is some problems with it though. Some get sucked into the power head here and across the tank on the other side. Some, as you can see, get sucked into the wave makers. So I'd like to try a different method of raising some out. I've had some success. I believe these are maybe the world's fastest growing fish. They grow so fast. These guys are not old at all, like 2 weeks. And then they grow into these Goliaths in this side, in this breeder basket, which I do have to actually move some over to this one from this breeder basket. The method I've currently used in getting babies from these Fisher woodcats is I've just waited until I found fry up in all this lush water lettuce and duckweed, and they hide up in here. And then when I see them, I move it around, they'll move, I net them out and put them into this first little breeder basket. And then as they get bigger, I put them into this breeder basket. I swear to you, these guys are maybe a month old. Look how big they are. They're like 1.25 inches, some of them. So currently this method has worked minimally. Only the ones that I actually retrieve out of here, I keep, and I'm just keeping them by chance, essentially. I want to up my odds a bit, and I want to try raising some of these eggs out. So what I plan on doing is using this siphon tube and literally siphon out the eggs into a 5-gallon bucket, and I'll take 5 gallons of water with me and whatever debris comes with it and whatnot. So over here on the other side of the room, I have a rack of freshwater tanks here, and I have this tank that's been literally doing nothing. I don't even have a filter, a heater, anything plugged into it. I think I'm gonna remove the matin filter because I don't trust it's airtight enough to keep the babies out of going in behind it and whatnot. So I'm gonna replace that with a sponge filter. And I would like to actually move it up to this second tier so it's easier to look after. I do have an empty spot here. Add a filter, add a heater, take all the grass and moss out, clean this water right out, put this is a 10-gallon tank, so I'm gonna put 5 gallons of water in from the parents' tank, and I'm gonna add 5 gallons of fresh water, change water to it. At that point, I just plan on putting the eggs right into the tank, all on their own, no other fish in it, maybe an aerator and a sponge filter, and see what happens. Try to get a hatch. So I've siphoned up all the eggs I could out of the main tank, and I've also taken all this Christmas moss and guppy grass and stuff that was in the tank down here. I've just put it in the bucket with these guys for now till we get them moved. And I've got this tank moved up here, leveled off a bit, and I've added a bit of water, and that is straight RO water. The water in this bucket from the main tank is straight RO water, but it is pH buffered with alder cones and oak leaves. So what I'm going to do is add some alder cones and oak leaves to this tank And there is still some in this tank that I sucked up from the parents' tank. The parents' tank was also heated, so I do need to put a heater in here and get this water up to temperature first, and that's at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've added a seasoned sponge filter, a heater, a little bit of water out of the 5-gallon bucket the eggs are in, and I've also added some oak leaf pieces and some fresh alder cones to help balance the pH, buffer the pH in this tank, and the tannins, I believe, also help the fry. Most people use Indian almond leaves. I'm cheap, and we have millions of oak trees in Canada, so I just use oak leaves. I get the exact same results. They deteriorate a little bit quicker, but again, they're free and I can get as many as I want. I also collect my own alder cones, and if you notice these ones, I have them attached to the actual piece of branch still as well. The reason I do this is when I want to vacuum the bottom of the tank, if they're attached to the branch, they don't get stuck in my vacuum tube. So there you have it. Temperature got up. I added everything. You can see all the eggs in here all over the place. And they go all the way to the back. It's very stirred up. Looks kind of dirty. And some people may not like this method of using. This is like my breeder's blend of guppy grass and Christmas moss. There's all kinds of stuff for babies to eat in it, hide, be comfortable, security. Stress kills fry too, and this adds a lot of security. And quite frankly, nobody can do it better than Mother Nature. Mother Nature may not be sterile and pretty, but it does a great job, and this stuff offers these babies their first foods, even if I'm not ready to feed them. The alder cones and the leaves will sink within a day. And I put this canopy on top as well to dim the light, because these guys actually like the light dimmed a bit. I have one last thing to do, and that's add a bit of duckweed to the top. So one thing I've noticed with these guys is they do love the cover and security of duckweed at the top, and they like to feed in it. So we put a healthy batch of that in, and that'll help keep this tank healthy as well. I think one thing I'm gonna do once a day as well is just give it a swish around. Just a straight up swish around, and that way it may not get all fungused up as well. See, they're all falling back down to the ground. And I think, yeah, that just might keep them from getting molded up. So, wish us luck. We're hoping for a big batch instead of just like 5 or 10 at a time like we normally do it by chance. We're gonna try and get a big batch of them. We got lots of eggs in there all through there. So, wish us luck, and look forward to our video on whether we were successful or not. From us to you, happy fish keeping. Till next time, take care, and Happy New Year, everybody. Bye for now.